Bismillah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Alhamdulillah, wassalatu wassalamu ala asrafil anbiya'i wal mursalin wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. Hello everyone, welcome back. And on the second part of this video, today I would like to give a presentation and explaining all of my projects, specifically all the IT projects that has been made in IDN boarding school, junior high school, as you can see here in the title. So here I have 7 points that I would be explaining about the projects that we have made from 7th until 9th grade. So the first I will explain or review to you guys one of my best Scratch projects, and then the second will be the best build box projects. Both of these, Scratch and build box, are games that we learned in 7th grade. And then for 8th grade, also website projects that we made in 7th grade also. And then for 8th grade, we have multimedia projects or design, and also embedded system or IoT projects. And then for 9th grade, we have modular projects and also Flutter projects or an application project. So the first, I would like to explain or show you guys the best projects in Scratch that I have made in 7th grade. So here are some of the projects that I think are the best that I have made at 7th grade. The first is about Alien Defender. Well, this game is about, like the name Alien Defender. So here you play as a ship, and the task of you is to eliminate the UFOs or the alien ships that is coming to or hitting to your ship. So there is also a score. If you hit a certain score, then you will win. But if your ship hits one of the bullets or hit the alien ship, then you'll lose. Then for the second is Pac-Man. So this is one of the projects that we made also in 7th grade. And for this game, well, it's basically the same as like regular Pac-Man game. Basically, the same. There is a Pac-Man, and then these dots are supposed to be the ghosts, and here are like the points that you can get or the score. And also there is a kind of like score and also time. So if you collect enough scores in the time, then you will win. But if you hit maybe you hit the ghost 3 times, then you will lose. And for the third is the Defender. The concept is kind of similar to Alien Defender, but the difference is here you will play as a tank, and here is going to be your defend or your barrier. So here there would be like the enemy's place, then you would have to shoot the enemies and kill all of them. And then later on, there will be a boss that will show up here, which is a bigger tank from the enemy, and you have to kill the enemy or the boss tank in order to win the game. If you have already killed the boss tank, then you will win. But if your lives here are decreased because the tanks from the enemies are going to your base, then you will lose. Okay, that's for the Scratch project. And the next that I would convey is about the build box projects. So it's also the same, which is games in 7th grade, but we made this in the 2nd semester. So here the difference about Scratch and build box is that in build box we make 3D games, but there is one of the targets that we make, which is a 2D game that is also pretty complex to make. That's why we make it in build box. So one of the first is a cars game, or cars game, which is you play as a car. Imagine like Asphalt or others. So it's kind of similar to that, but lowered down version or down version. So it's just like a simple car game that you play as a car, and then you can get certain items to get your score. And then for the second is Google Dino game. If you know the famous Google Dino game that you can play when you don't have internet, in Chrome. Yeah, so we tried to make that, but in Buildbox. So yeah, the function is also similar to the Google Dino game in the Chrome browser, except this is just a different platform, which is in Buildbox. And for the third is a crossing road. But you may think that this crossing road is different than the crossing road that we know. Like, think like you play as a chicken and then you cross the road that has cars as the obstacles. But here, it's kind of different. So here, these are the obstacles that we should not hit. And then these are like the platforms that we have to get across. And the platforms here, they will move every time. So it will never stop. That's why that is one of the obstacles that we have to pass or to cross to the other point or the checkpoint. And maybe that's for the games. So the next, I would like to show one of the website projects that we made in 7th grade, and that is also still used until now, which is the personal website or portfolio website. So yeah, this website is used by us to showcase our projects that we have made from 7th to 9th grade, and also other projects, not only IT projects, because there are 3 curriculums in IDN that we learn, which is DINIA, IT, and English, and each of them has their own targets. And every target that we have, we showcase them all in this website, which is the personal website. And we made this website in 7th grade, the first semester, using WordPress. So it will be easier for us to make, post, and others. Okay, so now we continue to the 8th grade projects, and the first is multimedia projects or design. So there are several things that we learn in multimedia, such as making posters and also making a basic UI design. And here I choose two of, I think, one of my best or several of the UI projects that I have made in 8th grade. So the first is this is one of the first UI project that I have made in 8th grade. So this is just the first time that I have tried making a UI design. So I called it a Grab Go UI. So this is a UI design that I made using Figma, and for the theme of this UI design is about a food delivery app. And also we learned also about making the prototyping also. So not only making the UI, but also a simplified UX of it. And these are some of the screens that I've made. There are several screens. And for the next is also kind of a similar concept from the screen before or the UI before, which is Rudy. Well, this is the same, but the difference is that this is for, like, for example, McDonald's, they have their own application. Well, this is kind of like that. So this is only for one restaurant, not for several restaurants. And you can order by this application. And here are also the screens that I have made for this UI design, such as the ordering screen, the home screen, and also the order track screen. Okay, now we continue to the next, which is the embedded system or the IoT projects that we learned in 8th grade. So there are 3 that I think are the hardest and also the most well that we made. The first is about smart farm. So like its name, it's about smart farm. We use Arduino as the code, and also for the hardware simulation we also use Arduino or the actual hardware, such as the sensors and other motherboards. And for the external software, we use Ubidot, which is kind of like a platform or a dashboard designed to display information or data that is received from the output of the sensor, or I mean input of the sensor. And then for the second is weather station. And for the weather station, we actually just made the hardware simulation using Walkly. which is a virtual simulation. And for the code, it's also in Walkwe, but using Arduino as the base code. And we also use a dashboard also, which is Adafruit, and yeah, it's also similar to display or show off the data that is received from the input of our sensor. And a weather station is used to detect the weather that is outside, or the current weather condition, like the temperature, the humidity, and others. And for the last is about the smart greenhouse. So we made the simulation in Walkwe, and for the dashboard or the software, external software, we use Thinger.io. Same like before, is a cloud IoT platform used to display data that is received from the input of the sensor. And this smart greenhouse is about receiving data of the current humidity and temperature condition of our greenhouse that we made. Okay, now we continue to the 9th grade projects, which is the Codular, one of them, or one of the applications that we made. So here are several of the applications that we made in Codular. So the first is about name card, which is like an actual name card but as an application. So about your basic information such as your name, your current status, and also your contact information is on this application. And the second is a calculator app. So this calculator app is like its name, a calculator app, but this is not only a basic calculator app. You can also calculate shapes in this application. And for the third is a Talk to Me app, which is a text-to-speech app, or also a speech-to-text app. So if you maybe are talking to a person that cannot talk or cannot hear, you can use this application, which is Talk to Me. It can receive your voice in the application. And for the last is about the Flutter projects. So actually, for the Flutter project, it's only one project, which is the Bitako application, but we have several screens or features that we have. And in here, I have chosen the first is about the dashboard screen or the home screen of the application. And there will be like several menus to redirect to the other screens, such as the daily prayer screen, a zakat counter screen, and others. And for the second is about studying videos or video kajian screen. So in this screen, there will be like several videos about regarding Islam and also how we can learn from those videos. These videos are also connected to YouTube, so these are real-time videos. And also the third screen is the daily prayers, which is very useful for us Muslims. Daily prayer screens, that also consists of many categories such as morning prayers, night prayers, and prayers before sleeping, before going to the bathroom, and others. And this is very useful for us. Well, maybe that's all that I could convey or give you guys in this video of the presentation. Thank you all for watching. Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.